Hey guys, Troy here, back with another video today. I'm super excited. I think this might be the most excited I've been for a video in a long while. I bought my dream card again, and this time it's twice as expensive. That doesn't necessarily make it better, but I'm so excited, and I can't wait to share with you guys. The unboxing will be at the very end, so definitely stay tuned to see what it is. But if you guys checked my last video out where I bought my dream card, I think it was a good one, so definitely go watch that. I talked about the story of how it came to be. Negotiating the deal, some missed opportunities, just a bunch of twists and turns that ended up working out. But with this one, I wish that I had a similar story. Really, I saw the card, I went and bought it, and now here it is. So instead of how I bought it, I want to talk more about why I bought it, because this is an absurd amount to spend on a sports card. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you guys why I felt comfortable buying this card and also show it at the end so you can see what it is. But before that, we have a message from the sponsor of today's video. This video today is sponsored by Otis. Otis is the stock market for culture. It's an alternative investment app, and it's a great way to invest in sneakers. They have Air Jordan 1s on there, rare comic books, but more importantly, probably more relevant to us, they have some really cool sports cards on there. 3 things that caught my eye right off the bat. Right now they have a LeBron James rookie auto available on there. I thought that was really cool. And going forward, they also have a Cristiano Ronaldo Mega Cracks rookie BGS 9.5 and a Messi Mega Cracks rookie BGS 9.5. So I'm definitely gonna keep my eyes on those. I think it's a great way, maybe if you don't have the capital to spend $100,000 on a Ronaldo card, I'm there with you. But it's a fractional ownership app, so you can buy a share of sports cards, or even if you're interested in art or sneakers or these different type of things, and you own that little bit. So if it appreciates, you still have some skin in the game. And just to be quite honest, I think it's cool to own a piece of history. Really, these cards are history, game used sneakers, rare comic books. And when you sign up for Otis with my link in the description, when you fund your account, they'll actually give you your first share free. And be a part of Otis, once again, getting that first share free, I think that's pretty cool. So definitely use my link in the description and check it out. I'll try not to make this video into too much of a my journey type of thing, but I do think it's relevant to share it with you guys, because this leads me to where I am now and why I feel comfortable buying this card. So when I first started out sports card investing, I started off very small. I still remember the very first card I invested in. Obviously I grew up collecting, I've bought cards before, but the first one I bought as an investment was a Jason Tatum Optic Shock Raw. I think I got it for $25. And at that point, I really felt like I was taking a plunge. I was like, wow, this is a lot of money to spend on a sports card. It's a risk. I was nervous. I was like, man, I really hope this works out. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. I think with the exception of very few people, most of us kind of slowly build our way up. And honestly, I think that's the way to do it. Because even if you do have all the money in the world to spend, you're gonna make mistakes. So if you don't have that knowledge, I think you kind of have to learn as you go. And I definitely did that. I made a ton of mistakes. I was too reliant on grading. I was prospecting too much. I was doing a whole bunch of other things, but I'm so happy for the experience, because the knowledge I've gained and the stuff I've learned along the way, I consider it, once again, it's a cheap education. And now I feel from a knowledge perspective, I'm at the point where, once again, it's always a risk. Sports cards are a risk. Let's not get it twisted 100%, but I feel like I know what to buy though, in general. If you see the title of this video, you know how much this card costs right here. You could spend that same amount of money on a Tyler Hero National Treasures. And for me, you have that big upside, but I know how much risk there is with that particular type of card. And there's risk with everything, like I said, but once again, through my knowledge, I know that if I was to bet on sports cards, this would be the one card I feel like has a lot of upside. And once again, the downside is there, but it's less than I think there would be with other type of cards I could spend this money on. Also, as I mentioned, that journey, starting off small, I talked about people coming into this game with a ton of money. I'm not one of those people. And I think if we went through my whole life journey, that's a whole nother video, but my job is playing professional basketball. That's my income. So I do all right for myself. I play in the Philippines. For some of you guys who don't know, they take care of us over there and it's enough to make a living, but I'm not a Wall Street banker or a Silicon Valley type guy. I came into this with, you know, enough money to get started, but not a crazy amount. But I was lucky enough to make some good decisions this year. I think the main two that got me to this point were, one, picking the right timing with soccer cards. When soccer cards peaked over the summer, they were at an all-time high. Prism bases were going for, I believe it was either Messi or Ronaldo was going over $4,000 in a PSA 10, and it crashed. It went all the way down to $500. And I've mentioned it before, but I've mentioned it again. There were people in online forums talking about, remember that soccer fad? I can't believe people were actually investing in that. Who would ever buy soccer cards? I feel bad for those losers, yes, this is what they said, who bought into soccer cards. And fair enough, I don't have any ill will to those people. You can feel however you feel, and it still remains to be seen where soccer cards will go. But I saw an opportunity in that overreaction, and I talked about it a ton on the channel. I said, I'm buying in, and I'm buying the nicest stuff I can. I got Messi and Ronaldo 2006 World Cup. I got Mbappe Father's Day rookie card, and I got those for a total of $800 total for those three, and I ended up selling them total for $9,000. And that's not to brag, but that's just to show you what is possible for one, but also when you believe in something and you've really researched it and you have a good feeling, you can be rewarded. So that's just one example of some of the profit I made on soccer. Also, I got really lucky to get in on NBA Top Shot. Don't worry, I know some of you guys really don't want this to turn into an NBA Top Shot video, so don't worry, it's not. And there's another half of you who are gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe you sold. NBA Top Shot is going to the moon. And it very well could. Best of luck to both sides of you guys. That's not what this video is about, but I was lucky to get in around, I think it was October even, before people even knew what it was. And I ended up selling a good amount of my moments, not every single one. And I did really well on that. I made good profit once again. It's not a brag, I don't mean to boast. I apologize if it came across that way, but I just wanna illustrate to you guys how I really started from the bottom. And started off with like that Top Shot money, and the soccer card money was less than $1,000. And I've bought a ton of other stuff along the way, let's not get it twisted. My total investment is more than 1,000. But I guess the point is profit covered a large portion of this. And for some people, I'm sure they'll do very well. They get in with, you know, they just show up with $20,000 and they said, I'm buying the nicest stuff. I think sports cards are gonna go up. I personally would not feel comfortable with that. This is a risk. Sports cards are hot right now. It's a whole nother video to explain whether I think they're gonna go up or down or why, but I think the cream of the crop stuff, the nicest stuff of the GOATs will continue to go up. I'd be nervous to spend this amount of money on a prospect. And sure, that may seem common sense to you guys, but to some people it's not. I have friends who have put $20,000 into Jason Tatum, and he's actually even a little bit above a prospect, right? But there's a lot of risk there for me. For this one, I don't feel that way. And if I was gonna risk and spend this amount of money on a card, this would have to be it. So with that being said, that's enough blabbering on. Let's get into the card. Let's show you what I got. Live unboxing here as well. So I kept it in the box, got the little bit of a weird camera angle, but I'm excited to share this with you guys.
6.5 hours later.
Alrighty, here it is. This is my first time ever looking at it, guys. So I'm excited to share this moment with you. We got it in paper towels, interesting choice, but we'll go for it. Really excited. All right, I'm gonna look away. I'm gonna look away. All right, are we almost there? Oh, another roll of paper towels. Okay, all right, we got it. 1, 2, 3. Boom, Messi Mega Cracks. BGS 8.5, a beautiful, beautiful card. This is a piece of history, guys. I'm so happy to have this. This is great, and also it wouldn't have been possible without you guys. So thank you so much for supporting the channel. That's a big reason of what's, you know, propelled me on my sports card investing journey, and just wanting to bring you guys the best content I can, nice pickups, and just learning and growing and just talking with you guys. It's made the hobby so fun. I won't get too technical, but with this card right here, I alluded to it before, but if you're gonna spend this amount of money on a card, for me, it has to be an absolute GOAT. If Messi retired today, he would still go down as one of the greatest soccer players of all time. He also plays for my favorite team, Barcelona. So having that personal significance, having this card in a fairly high grade, you know, considering I think a 9.5 just went for, I believe it was $90,000. So that was gonna be out of my price range. But to be able to pick up basically the next best thing, super card. For me, I feel like people almost put too much stock into grading, but maybe that's a whole different story. But a card like this, as long as it's in good condition, which is what matters to me, it says 8.5 instead of 9. Sure, from a financial perspective, that matters. But for me, collecting and just holding something like this long-term, it matters a lot less. So considering a PSA 9 of the alternative rookies, I mean, I sold one and there's some even going for as high as $15,000 right now. This in an 8.5 being in a similar ballpark for the price seems really cheap. So taking that profit from selling the alternative rookies, putting it into a card that I believe should be much more desirable considering how it came into our hands, how it was released. And also, once again, you just want to go with the iconic. This is the #1 Messi rookie. Yes, it's not a perfect grade, but so happy to have it in the collection. But all right, guys, that's it for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Definitely drop a like for this one. This is our biggest pickup ever. Make sure to subscribe. We're gonna keep bringing videos like this and following me on my journey. Who knows what we'll get to one day. So appreciate you guys watching so much, and we're gonna keep the videos coming. Thanks again.